Hello, I'm Abdullah and I'm going to speak about introduction of the wireless fire alarm system. Throughout history, fire disasters have left behind hundreds of thousands of casualties and a lot of destructions. And sometimes cities would burn to the ground due to the face that people did not have the tools or know the way to deal with fire disasters. People had to find ways to deal with fire. Therefore, in the 17th century, United States men were appointed to patrol streets at the night, carrying a big wooden rattles. If an uncontrolled fire were seen, the rattles were used to make a lot of noise and alert people to respond to try out to put the fire off. Later, engines were invented, and a horse-drawn steam engine was used to put out fires in 18th century. Cars were invented after that and was used in fire departments to respond to fire disasters even faster. Nowadays, fire departments are alerted when fire disasters occur manually by using an alarm that is triggered by individuals. Most fire alarms used in the present are manually triggered. This means it requires humans intervention to be turned on. These fire alarms alert nearby people about the fire and the closest fire department. However, this process may be slow because and might not usually work if no individual around. Therefore, not reliable. On the other hand, wireless fire alarm system works independently and can detect fire disasters before they even occur because of the sensors used in the system. Furthermore, the new system is always getting new features because of the rapid development in the field. This makes the new system more efficient and reliable.
Hey, in order for us to understand how a wireless fire alarm system works, we have to identify all the components and the role of each one of them. After that, we have to understand how to make these components work in a way to detect fire. Finally, we'll discuss the process in which the system follows in case of emergency. Starting with the components. Now, in a basic wireless fire alarm system, we have 4 components: sensors, alarms, wireless module, and a microprocessor. Now, starting with the sensor. Now, what is a sensor? So, a sensor is basically a device which detects and measures physical quantities in the environment. Now, what are these physical quantities? We have many, like heat sensors, pressure sensors, light sensors, even humidity sensors. Yeah, but for the wireless fire alarm system, we only use smoke sensors, maybe heat sensors, and light sensors. The second component is an alarm. Now, the alarm used in the system is not a basic alarm or something. It's not like the one you put to wake up early in the morning. No, this one is kind of different. It's really noisy and very, very loud. it's usually designed that way to disturb people and get their attention. The third component is the wireless module. Wireless module is a device which is responsible for transmitting and or receiving data from one point to another. What's so special about this device? It uses radio signals to transmit data, which means no cables required. Fourth and final component is the microprocessor. We can also call it the mind of the whole system. The reason behind that is because of the fact that the microprocessor is actually responsible for receiving the data from input devices and processing it and then sending instructions to the output devices to work upon them. So it's basically the mind of the whole system. Now, in order for the system to work in a specific manner, in our case, detecting fire, it has to be given some sort of instructions to follow. Now, these instructions are not as any other language human use to communicate, but rather a programming language. Now, there are many types of programming languages like C, C++, Java, or Python. So, what happens when fire occurs? Sensors detect the temperature and smoke and the fire itself and send the data to the microprocessor, which is then processes the data and notices the abnormal values and then give instructions to both alarms and wireless module to send the data to the end user, for example, or fire departments that there is fire. Now, in the case of alarms, it's gonna give instructions to the alarm to turn on and start making noise.
Okay, hi, my name is Muhammad Nazirul Asraf bin Rizwan. Regarding on our term paper, that is wireless fire detection system, I would like to explain about three types of wireless fire alarm system. The first one is wireless fire detection monitoring system. The second one is smart wireless video sensor network. And the third one is mobile wireless alarm system. So I would like to explain about the system on how it works and also the advantages of the system. For the first one, that is wireless fire detection monitoring system. Of course, it involves the monitor that show the visual of emergency fire situation. This system consists of smoke sensors and camera, or known as image sensor. First, the main component, that is Arduino Mega microcontroller, will compute the system when fire is happening. Then, wireless fire detection model automatically will send the data to monitoring system using wireless system. The advantages of the system is will able to recognize the situation of fire. As a result, firefighter can be prepared well to prevent further damage. For the second one is smart wireless video sensor network. Okay, do you know how it works? The system consists of three sheets from system architecture. First, camera node layer of the screen. Second, base station layer, and the third one is control layer. First, the camera nodes will record the screen image and make pre-processing. What is meant by that? As example, when fire is happening, the camera nodes will record where the fire is happening and process the data. Then the picture information will be sent to network to be processed. Lastly, base station network will play the important part to collect the data from nodes and perform algorithms. Finally, the data will be sent to remote control center. The advantages of the system is to provide visual image when fire is happening. It also contributes to position of the fire. Thus, this will help firefighters to quickly finish their job without causing further damage. Okay, the third and the most interesting and easiest system. It is known as mobile wireless alarm system. So how does it works? The system works by sending notification to users. Do you know how helpful was that? Okay, first I would like to explain on how it works. The system will send notification about the data of gas flame, temperature, and humidity of environment they stay right now. The advantage of the system is users can be informed quickly if fire is happening, so this will prevent any disaster that could harm our life. Also, the system is mobile friendly as it is just need internet connectivity to work. So compared to other system, it is more easier to use. Okay, that's all about the type of tree system.
Hello guys, in order to design a wireless fire alarm system, you need a system that contains hardware and software. By the way, what are these? Both of them give a main role in fire detection and also how it managed to make the system works. Hardware is the main body of the system that have sensor, processor and transmitter receiver. Meanwhile, software is the system that processing all the data from the transmitter and decode it to send to fire department to make firefighter becomes aware and act with the fire incident. To design it properly, in the sensor, there's a circuit that built with a buzzer, a smoke detector and a camera. This component makes the sensor capable in tracking real-time environment. Also, we can build a sensor that can detect a humidity, temperature and increasing speed of environment. The next design is processor. It is very important to the network. It is because the processor responsible in interpreting all the data that comes from sensor. The best processor is the one that have high computing speed but low in power consumption. Some of the processor are fit with the Arduino compatible. What is Arduino? To be generalized, it is a software that encodes all the data to send it to receiver via transmitter. However, sensor node has microprocessor that can track features and wireless connectivity. For the last design in hardware, transmitter receiver are the parts that give a main role in sending and receive the data of fire incident. Transmitter have a coil or radio wire which are connected with the same frequency in it. It also have different serial number to make receiver recognize and communicate the transmitter on the network. However, in this modern era, universal transmitter have been created that hardwire the input with their own unique serial number. Last but not least, we have software parts that built with Arduino, the one that I already mentioned earlier. It is the design of the technology that powered by event-based data processing. What are these? Event data processing triggered all the system parts once sensor node detect the fire. Arduino can be used to build standalone digital objects, or it can be connected to computer software. The power supply was selected automatically, either from USB or from external power. Thus, what I want to highlight is these systems are very important to replace human limitation, as before human need to patrol all over the place to aware the fire incident. With this system, we doesn't need anymore to patrol all around because wireless fire alarm system can detect fire faster and send the data to the fire department instantly. Therefore, fire incident could be overcome faster with this system.
At the end, the best way to extinguishing a fire is avoiding it. When fire starts, it will take a couple of seconds to become bigger. Also, the smoke will make you breathe harder. Aside from the fast response of the fire alarm system, it will take some time to send the firefighters to your location. The fire won't wait, and it will start eating anything close to it. So you have to be careful with anything can cause fire, and paying attention to your kids, and also aware them about it so it won't happen.